That forecast is good news for candidates as voters as they get set to caucus. Today, candidates are making their last-minute stump speeches trying to win support. Hillary Clinton is now in a statistical tie in Iowa with Bernie Sanders. But as Nick Starling reports from the Clinton campaign today, there's not a sense of fear.
A roaring crowd welcomes presidential candidate Hillary Clinton in Council Bluffs for the last time before the caucuses.
Thank you so much.
Introducing her was Clinton's daughter, Chelsea.
I couldn't imagine a better grandmother for my children than my mom, but I also couldn't imagine a better president for my children or our children than my mom.
This stump speech focused on universal health care, renewable energy, affordable college education, among other issues, hoping they strike a chord with these voters.
Stick with me, stick with a plan, stick with the experience, stick with the ideas that will actually work for our country.
With just hours until caucus time, the presidential candidate dating is done. These voters are now ready to commit to one candidate.
I've kind of made up my mind that I think that she'll do a great job, especially with all the credentials she has and the experience.
And Hillary has long advocated for kids and their families.
Big Hillary fan and think she'll do what we need to have done in America.
While the focus is on the caucus, these Iowa voters say the impending snowing weather will not stop them from making their voices heard.
I've got all-wheel drive, and I'm actually going to bring some neighbors because they're afraid to drive.
Even Clinton urged caucus goers to not let the weather scare them away.
Instead of worrying about the storm that comes later, let's start a storm of movement toward the future that we want to make together. Thank you, and God bless you.
Nick Starling, KMTV Action 3 News.
Clinton ended the night in Des Moines for her final stop in Iowa before the caucuses. Officials say if you plan on going to the caucuses that start at 7, election officials urge you to arrive about a half hour earlier.